how to replace the door trim. And once again, here's a good example. The bulb will stop sticking to the thing that attaches it to the door. This particular trailer, some of the doors it's totally gone, which makes the door loose, by the way, because there's nothing for it to compress against. And like I said, this is to keep the water out. So the first step is to remove the old stuff, which you just pull it off. So get that to focus, just like that. Go all the way around. You pull it off, and then take something like, I'm going to use a scrubby pad and some soap suds, and you want to clean all that really well, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I took some little bit of soap suds, pretty diluted, and a Scotch-Brite pad, and I cleaned all around, so I have a nice surface to work with. Here it looked like a horse may have pawed, and this had fallen back towards me or over, so I gently took I might even get this little piece here and straighten it out a little more. It kind of started about here and went all the way up, but really bad here in the corner. And I took a pliers and slowly and very gently bent that back so that it'll be up where it needs to be. When we start, a key thing is where you start and end. And this one, let's see if I can focus in on it. I don't think I'm going to be able to focus in on it. Let's see. Sometimes you can just tell because on my other one, you can tell because there's a really dark mark. But on this one, you can tell somebody put 2 scratch marks. And that'll be your start and your end, or vice versa. And because you need to leave that space open for the latch on the door. So you can either take a Sharpie or something and mark that, or a lot of times the latch will make a pretty good mark. This one didn't, maybe because it's been loose, but that's how you tell where to start and stop. Okay, so what I decided to do is start on the bottom of the mark for the latch, and I'm slowly working my way down. My advice is to start it with your fingers so that way it's kind of on there straight, and then I go back and I gently, it's kind of hard to video it and do it, but gently tap that on, and you're trying to keep it straight so that it covers up that trim down here to the edge. And then you work into your corner, and like I said, the rubber mount really helps, but be gentle with it. And on the corners, what I do is I actually use the side of the mallet. You want to work those corners really good because the water comes down the door and it will kind of flow into this bottom piece of the door. And so if you don't have a good seal there, it's going to go over it or through it and get into the floor. So you do want to make a concentrated effort to really work that trim into your corners, especially on the bottom. Okay, so I worked my way all the way around, and you can see now we'll have a seal on the door. And then when you get back down to this point, that is when you will want to use your cutters to cut the molding and or weather stripping, and then we should have a good fit, hopefully. Okay, thought I'd use this as an example. Like I said, this is not the door trim, but it is the trim that the lid from the sliding tack room rested on. And basically like all this trim, it eventually detaches. I just helped some more fall off there, from the thing that attaches it, and it has to be replaced because it's plasticky rubber stuff and it all dries out. And this particular trim, the bulb, they call this soft part the bulb, attaches to this, and you can see it has like a metal trim. These are usually made by Trimlock. It's a common company. This appears to be a different size than the stuff that was on the doors, but in this case on the doors it attaches differently. This one, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna attach to the side. Well, actually the doors may be the same. I'll know here in a bit. But this is how you measure for this stuff. So, and I bet you anything that's the original. So, really good tool. They call it a digital caliper. I think they're probably less than $10 at Harbor Freight. This one, you turn it on. You can measure in inches or in millimeters. You zero it out. So I'm going to try it again. Let's give me that negative. So it's zeroed out. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to measure this metal lip that this attaches to. So we get that, and it's giving me 0.09 of an inch. For fun, I will change it to millimeters in case. Zero it out again, in case that is important. Millimeters, it is giving me 2.4, 2.5. So that is how you measure that part. Then you need to measure how deep this is. So you'll take it and you'll go like that. That gets it so it's the right size. That is giving me, looks like 9.1 millimeters, or 0.35 or so of an inch tall. Okay, that's the height of the attachment. And then finally, you can kind of only guess on this bulb because it's, you know, they smush down over time as well. But I'm going to guess, I'll squeeze it a bit when I do it, that's coming in at about 1/3. Oh. I'm going to squeeze it until, with the caliper, till it's kind of round looking. Not too much, not too little. And I'm going to say it's about 1/3 of an inch because it's 0.32. And so when you order these, that's all that you have to have, the different measurements for the different parts. And so you want to find one that's pretty close to that size. That's how you do it.